It's time to go to the movies, and if you watch this show, you know I'm a big fan of documentaries. I'm a big fan of really good documentaries, and Michael Weber, you have made a very good documentary. It is called The Elephant in the Living Room, and this thing is very scary.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
The premise here is that it's not a premise. The reality here is that there are people in this country, and there are a lot of people living with wild animals in their house, and we are all a moment away from coming face to face with something that can rip our heads off.
Well, and that's what I learned, too, is that there are all these states in this country where you have to have a dog license to own a dog, but you can put an elephant or a lion or a chimpanzee in your house, and there are no laws whatsoever prohibiting you from doing that. And that was what I thought. I mean, that's the elephant in the living room. I mean, it's something that's going on in this country that very few people realize.
You're following a year, roughly, of for lack of a better term, a dog catcher in Ohio. And I'm thinking, you know, he starts rattling off the wild animals that he's caught within a year. This is worse than the Serengeti. I mean, this is crazy what people have in their houses. The most venomous, poisonous snakes in the world. One guy's living with 6 lions in his backyard. Unbelievable.
Yeah, no regulations. And when I first met that police officer, Tim Harrison, I mean, I saw footage of him pulling 20-foot pythons out of people's, walls. And he's getting phone calls that, hey, I just saw a tiger that ran through my backyard. And he pulled a tiger out of someone's basement. 10-foot alligators in people's homes when they go into them. I mean, it's the Wild West out there.
One thing I love about documentaries is no matter what you think you're going to do and what you set out to do, you can't know what's coming while you're filming. You start this project, and I want to show this world and what we have going in our own backyards with wild animals. As you're doing this, 6 months, 8 months down the road, a chimpanzee in Connecticut rips a woman's face off.
Yeah, that happened during the film, and those incidences happen all over the country all the time. And I just think, and I really didn't know about it until I started paying attention. And for a year I did research, and I thought, wow, this is going on everywhere. So while I'm shooting the film, a lot of similar things to that happened. But of course, the chimpanzee situation, that really took off. I mean, that happened a couple years prior in Los Angeles County. And very few people know about that. Did the exact same thing, ripped the owner's face and hands and feet and genitalia off. But I mean, it's just going to happen.
There's a scene in here that I guarantee you will blow your mind. You're in Amish country, and they have an exotic pet auction going on. And they got these John Book types from Witness saying, next up, we have 2 mountain lions here. Who would like mountain lions? $10, $10, $20, $20. And they got everything imaginable there, and people are buying their kids the most unbelievable wild animals, and they're all loving it.
Yeah, and there are no veterinarians, there's no paperwork, there's no regulations. You can go in and you see that. People buy hyenas, mountain lions.
A hyena
a baboon.
in a backyard, hyena.
And they just put it in their car and they take it home, and where do they end up? They end up being released in the woods ultimately. They end up, like what happened in Connecticut, ripping someone's face off. I mean, it's just bizarre.
Well, we have here in Massachusetts, we have several guests that come on the reptile world, and all these crocs and alligators that grow up, and they're found in the local pond. Yeah. Well, you heard obviously about the snake on the tee up here in Boston. Yeah. That thing's a boa constrictor.
Yeah, they're hard to contain. They escape quite often. I mean, even zoos have difficult times containing their pets, and these are professionals with good facilities and millions of dollars to care for them. But you've got someone who's keeping a lion in his backyard, and just like what you see in the movie, it ultimately escapes. And so you've got a 550-pound African lion running down a major U.S. highway.
And people are calling 911, and the 911 operator is laughing, thinking they got a drunk driver on the phone.
That's right.
Who could see a lion in the road? But
right.
There's just this underworld, or this other world that is all among us. Not only do we not know about it, we just don't want to know about it, and we assume if it's out of sight, everything is fine. But it is right there. Yeah. It's right on the edge, and you capture so many examples of it, and got some awesome footage doing it.
Yeah, and people can go to theelephantinthelivingroom.com, see a clip from the movie, watch a trailer, and learn more about what theaters that are near them. Of course, here in Boston.
And I got to show a quick picture of you. Ironically, you're in cages with elephants, and you're dealing with cougars and lions, etc. And not surprisingly, it doesn't work out great for you. But it's not that something ripped your face off. You got sick bad.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. There's a lion's going to attack me, or I'll get bitten by a snake or something. But ultimately, it was something more sinister working in the background. Being around these animals that you don't know what they're carrying, the conditions that they're living in, and the close contact that you have is just really frightening, and that's what ended up getting me.
Michael Weber, great job in his movie. If you like documentaries, trust me, The Elephant in the Living Room, it's one you got to see. It will blow your mind. I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you.